Welcome family, it's me, Jessie. So today I am going to give you a brief tour of my classroom. So at all private schools we do not have our own classrooms. However, recently we have been given the opportunity to have our own classrooms, which means customization. And so I just wanted to take you through a brief tour of what my classroom looks like, sort of how do I do my day-to-day things, and also some suggestions that might work for your classroom when you come over here. Because I'm not sure about public schools, but sometimes private schools also have classrooms and public schools also have classrooms, and these are just some ideas that I've taken from other teachers and my own brain and the internet to sort of make my classroom space more welcoming and more inspiring to students when they come in, especially for lower age levels, but also for higher age levels as well. So a lot of this video is not going to be my face, but rather my classroom. And I will explain as I talk. Anywho, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you will see, other than my name tag when you walk into the classroom, is this board that I use for young children. So I'll use this for kids ages kindergarten age to maybe low primary school, because older kids typically find it a little bit patronizing. But essentially what this is the student will use this language, can I have a, which is a very useful thing to have students using all the time. A little bit of language they may not realize they know. So students can ask, can I have a hug? Can I have a high five? May I have a bow? And can I just have a goodbye wave? So this is a good way to give students choice when they're leaving the classroom, and this is what I use as their sort of exit protocol. So we're ending class, and the younger students will come choose which one that they want. The next thing is a very old picture of me and a description of me as a teacher from when I first came. And then up here above this, you will see some projects that my students made, with typos of course, but these were projects that students used when they were doing their animal world. So in this unit, the students basically learned about animals and pets and family members and places and directions. And so I had them create a speech and a project presentation where they basically created themselves as an animal. You'll see here that Mike has a nice little hotel and a cafe and his fish's home and his turtle's home, a hospital, and this is his town. We'll also have Cindy's, where she created all of her animal friends and a really cool presentation of her town. So this is an area over here where I hang some of their projects just to inspire creativity, give them a little bit of pride to see their work up in the classroom, and then also to show kids what my expectations are when they do projects. These projects are a really great way to get kids to practice speaking. I'm gonna switch to me. Kids practice their speaking in a more natural way, because you can have them read role plays, which is useful for diction and phonetic practice and reading fluency. However, if you can have them speaking on a topic that they're passionate about, it's really useful, and it teaches them some vocabulary that they may not have had before, gives them some comfort with public speaking and some practice as well, especially in a second language. And so this is an area over here where I put some of my kids' projects, and yes, this is a new thing that I did, and these students are about 7, 8 years old, so they're low primary school students with a fairly low level of English. Here is my whiteboard. So we have our normal whiteboard, then we have my TV, so this is an interactive whiteboard. I will go ahead and turn this on, which means we might need to come back. That's me, hi. So we'll come back to this in a minute. This is an interactive whiteboard. This is a mess because I'm creating my classroom stuff, but this is where I keep my stuff. We have extra desks. My TA keeps their stuff, sort of where I keep my box. Over here, we have the How Are You Today poster. So what students can do is they can take this pen here and tally how they're feeling that day. This is all anonymous, so it's sort of a way for you to gauge the way your class is feeling, and also sort of let kids report how they're feeling and practice identifying emotions. If they have something that they really need to say that they want me to know, then they have a notebook right here that I will take every class, and they have a pen right here to write those notes. So my classroom board is up now. So this is a background from Final Fantasy, and this is a pop-up. This is sort of what we use as access, everything is deleted. This is what we use to access our day-to-day files. And so over here you have what you would use in class, and this is what you use to use your, I don't know, your boards as your books. You also have a program where you can write on. It's a really useful tool to have in class. Here we have my homework board. So these are the 6 classes that I teach. My nursery class, which is Itty Bitty Babies First Step, which is phonics. My 1C classes, which are low-level English, maybe A1 English. My 3Bs, which is B1, B2 English, and my reading comprehension class, which is a course that I'm writing right now. So this is a new course that I just opened, and I'm teaching using a National Geographic book. Here is where I write all their homework, and so basically when they come into the classroom, they will have all of this written up for them for the day, and that way we don't have to waste time in our beginning of class protocol and writing homework. And I just have them identify what color their class is, makes it fairly easy, and it also has my teaching assistants' names as well, so if they don't know if it's their class, they can look for the TA's names. Here is blank because I just got it. This is our superstars of the month. So basically I'll pick one student from every class, and once a month I will have their picture as well as why they are the best student of that month, so that way all of these classes are able to see who is doing well and why. And it's good to keep in mind that this is good to use for kids, not just for doing well in school, but also for creativity or for changing or for doing really well or improvement. There's lots of ways you can use this. Here is just the date so that they know what day it is. Here is any tests that are coming up. So if you see your class, you know you have a spelling test coming up, and you remember to write it down for your homework. Then we have our English of the Week board. So this will change every week, and these are just useful phrases that they might want to use. So 搞笑 is their English of the week, which is that's funny. Here we'll just have the translation and then also the word, and we'll briefly go over this at the beginning of class. Then we have our study tip of the week. So our study tip of the week is similar to our English of the week, where our study tip will be a new way to help you study at home, since some kids haven't learned how to study yet. So our study tip of the week is use phonics to help you spell. So you have the magic E, A, and then you have a consonant cluster, A and a T. So instead of trying to look at the whole word, you can look at it in these separate parts to help you practice. And these are just some examples of graphemes and phonemes that we would use in class to sort of elicit it from their students in their brains so that they can think, oh, well, I use this all the time. So this is a useful way for me to keep students studying, especially if all of the students are particularly weak on something, which is spelling for me, that we can have written down for them. And I just have my teaching assistant translate it for lower level students. Over here, this is where we store everyday class stuff, or if I need to put something up in the classroom. Here is more projects. So this is my best projects board. Most of this is from my 3Bs, which are my highest level class. This is where they put their group projects. So the Ancient Egypt was a group project where they presented a cast or a class of society in Europe and talked about their day-to-day lives. So if you want to have a look, you can pause this. Then we also did a project on how to save energy and the different types of energy. So I'll go over here. Different types of energy: water, electricity, solar, oil and gas, the ways you can save energy, and a really great project here. In the same unit, we also did our carbon handprints and talked about ways that we could save energy and sort of looked at our energy consumption in class. Then we also have some more projects by 2 other students who also did this unit. Again, this is high-level students. So hers is ways to save energy. She has turning off the lights, electricity, some energy is renewable or not renewable, and please save energy. Another student who is really creative and has ways we save energy and types of energy and how to make our homes green. Over here, we also have descriptive words. So if you look at these things, these will help you describe what's going on. So maybe you have a certain mood that you're feeling, or you want another word for good. This is just useful adjectives to help Chinese speakers not use the same ones all the time. And then here is just national flags of other countries, which is nice to have for certain units. The last thing I will show you in my classroom tour will be the desk arrangement. So a lot of times in private schools, you'll see these arranged in sort of a U shape. But instead of using a U shape in my classroom, I have them in quads, and they're in groups that are assigned every chapter. So every chapter their groups change, and in their groups they have pairs. So basically what this does is it helps with collaboration and communication because they'll do a lot of work at their desks and it encourages them to work together and sort of helps build community between students. And I find that this has been very useful to build friendships in my classroom as well. Sometimes I let them keep their pairs and change the groups, or I let them keep their groups and change the pairs. Just depends on what the students want. So yeah, no desks in here or anything, just my classroom. My desk is in an open planning office, so it's not in here, but just a brief view of sort of how I run my classroom. Hopefully you get some ideas from this, or just some perspective on like what it's like here at a private school. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'll try my best to answer them. I can't always because I'm really busy at work, especially since I got a promotion, and so I'm having to navigate that situation as well. So yeah, be sure to check out the rest of the Teaching English in China videos. There's lots of other helpful stuff on there. And again, leave any questions or comments down below. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon.